What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. With that being said, man, I want to get right into this topic, and this is evidence of like what happens when the government no longer needs you no more. Like everything that Puff Daddy is going through, and what's going on in the entertainment industry as far as like in the rap. This is what happens when they don't need you no more. Puff Daddy had a 30-year run, right? And he was allowed to do, some crazy things, as far as like, I mean, he operated just like a mob boss. And now that they don't need Puff Daddy no more, this is what happens. And because the entertainment business, as far as the record business is changed. They don't need like the moguls no more, as far as like Puff Daddy and Russell Simmons and Jay-Z and all those guys. They don't need them, because the artists now are able to bypass the record labels, and now, excuse me, now they just go to they go directly to the public, to the consumer. So, no more of the like, waiting 30 years to get your masters or none of that stuff. All that stuff is played out. And so guys like Puff Daddy and Jay-Z and Russell Simmons, they like dinosaurs. And once they, you know what I mean, they're a dying breed. And so, and throughout history, we have seen like this kind of stuff happen, and like, for instance, like in Las Vegas, in the early days, like in the 40s and the 50s, the mob used to run Las Vegas. Like you had the crime families from New York, uh, Chicago, Florida, Kansas City. Those guys used to run Vegas, right? And then when the government stepped in and cleaned all those guys out, they took over, you know what I mean? So then big business took over Vegas. The government came in and cleaned them out for them, and big business stepped in. And so now Vegas is a totally different, um, it's totally different from what it was like when it first started out. It was legalized gambling and all the mob bosses was running it. And so now we seeing the same thing happening in rap with rap music, right? They don't need these guys no more. The business is changed, and now so they running everybody out. And that's basically what it's all about. It's about money, and like the industry has changed. I don't think that like they're going after Puff Daddy and R. Kelly and people, making allegations against Russell Simmons. I don't think this is like because they're going after them because they care about like victims and stuff like this. It's just that they don't need them no more. They don't like what do Puff Daddy? They don't need Puff Daddy to sell Ciroc no more. They don't need him to sell Sean John no more. I mean, he's just somebody who was to them, he's useless. And so this is not like in prohibition, like when they legalize alcohol, right? And all of the and all of the big guys who had made a bunch of money from bootlegging alcohol, they was able to take their ill-gotten gains, and some of these people still benefit today from bootlegging, like the Bushes, the Kennedys. They used to be allegedly they were bootleggers back in the day. So a lot of those guys who had got rich during the bootlegging days, they was able to take their ill-gotten gains and transfer those over into legitimate businesses, right? But they're not allowing these guys of today, like Puff Daddy and all them, they're not allowing these guys to take their money and transfer it into other businesses or invest in anything else. They coming in and they cleaning house. And so if you have, and I'm not gonna say ill-gotten gains when it comes to like Puff Daddy and any of these people in the music business, but some of these guys did live a certain lifestyle that was, and they did some things and they got some skeletons in their closets, and they lived a certain lifestyle that was, that was considered to be you know, outside of, like abnormal. Sometimes these guys skirted the laws, and they're not letting these guys, like I said, start other businesses. They just, no such thing as generational wealth. Puff Daddy spoke about generational wealth when he had his beef with Ciroc, and he was like, allow me to have some generational wealth, or set my kids up so they can, so they can have generational wealth for the next generation. But they're not going to allow, they're not going to allow these guys to do this. They're going to take these guys and they're going to take everything that they gave them, and they're going to, everything that they gave them throughout the years, they're going to take everything and they're going to take it all back. And it's sad. It should be a lesson learned that when somebody give you something like that and they allow you to have, allow you to like just run wild for all those years, he should have known that he was on the clock. Like eventually this thing was going to come to an end. And here it is. All this, this run has come to an end. And like I said, other communities and other people, they was allowed to take their ill-gotten gains and go into legitimate businesses, go into politics and stuff like that. But and I don't know if they thought they was gonna be like the Kennedys, or they was gonna be like the Bushes, and take their money and reinvest it in other things. But it didn't work out for them. And so this is what happens. Like I said, this is what happens when they no longer need you. They just they cleaning the house. And so this should be a lesson to everybody, man, that like, just when you make a deal with the devil, um, you know, this is what happens. They come through and they take everything. And so that's my take on it. Let me know if you agree, man. If you think that Puff Daddy is he made a deal with the devil, and now it's time for him to pay the piper. And not just Puff Daddy. You have some other dudes in the music in the industry who who got skeletons in their closet, and they've been running wild for a while, and now they just like I said, this is what they do when they don't need you. I mean, there's so many examples like throughout history where where they just, the government has worked with people for a while, and then once they're done with them, like, what was the guy named from Manuel Noriega? You know what I mean? Like he used to work with the United States government, and once they was finished with him, they came and they got him and locked him up. Saddam Hussein, the guy who was in charge of, he was like the president of Iraq or something. Yeah, he was the president of Iraq. He was he was he worked with the United States for years, and then once they got tired of him, once they didn't need him no more, they disposed of him. And so I don't know why. I think history teach people, man, that once you make a deal with certain entities and stuff like that, and they don't need you anymore, it's best really not even to get into bed with these people, man, because it's not going to work out for you. It's definitely not going to work out for you. And this is what happened. So it's not about the victims. They don't care about what they just using this as an excuse to bring Puffy down, but they didn't care about the victims. Anytime they give you a 30-year run, there's no way that, like, people was like worried about, like, oh, he's abusing this person, he's abusing that person, or, all the stuff that all the allegations that are out there about, like, what Puff Daddy did to different people. It's been going on for 30 years. And it's been going on because they allowed it to go on. And like I said, now that they done with them, they done with them. And so, that's my take on it. That's the way I see it. Let me know if you see it differently. And with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. I'm interested to see what your take is on it, and if you think that if you agree with me, or or do you think that they went after Puff Daddy because he pissed somebody off? Which I don't think it. I think they was gonna come after him either way. Whether you piss somebody off or not. That's just how the game go. And yeah. So with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace.